Welcome back to Harville. Today, the House members you're just watching there began debate on the repeal of the health care bill that was passed this year. Democrats get a second chance to sell the virtues of the bill, if you will, and the Republicans get to try at least emotionally to kill it. The question is, what are they gaining from all this effort to repeal? Freshman Georgia Congressman Bob Woodall wants health care repealed. Congressman Robert Andrews of New Jersey supports the bill. I'm going to give Mr. Woodall the first chance since he came to the studio, and I always like people to come to the studio. Mr. Woodall, what will you gain if you kill this bill in the House, knowing it's going to stay on the law books?
For me, it's about promises made and promises kept, Chris. The big surprise to me is that we're actually keeping this promise. This was something I talked about for 9 months on the campaign trail.
But you can't get rid of it.
We can't get rid of it because we don't have enough votes in the Senate and we don't have the White House. But you need to keep your promises, and we made this.
How's America going to be better for this debate?
They're better because we're actually having the debate.
Why is that better for America?
I sat through 12 hours of Rules Committee hearings on this last week. Time after time, folks came before the committee and said, well, repeal it all except for this one standalone provision or this one standalone provision. We should have brought this entire bill to the floor last year. One standalone provision at the time, and if they had done that, Chris, if we'd been able to have a real debate on each provision, we wouldn't be able to repeal it today.
Is it possible, Mr. Andrews, to improve this bill? In other words, Republicans say they can deal with the pre-existing conditions issue. They can allow people to be carried on their parents' insurance policies through their early 20s. They can achieve many of the goals of the Democratic bill that was passed and signed by the president without all the bureaucracy and all the costs. Is that possible, or do you lose it all if you kill parts of it?
You know, they say they want to do all those things. They're going to repeal them. I would ask my new friend from Georgia, how do you avoid a massive premium increase on insured people if you cover pre-existing conditions and don't add a lot of new people to the insurance pool? How do you do that?
Well, you're exactly right, Rob. I mean,
how do you do it?
You're exactly right that it requires the unconstitutional mandate for this whole house of cards.
So how do you do what you want to do? Answer the question.
I know this. I know the speech. How do you do it?
It's not the speech, though, Rob. Let's be honest. You know, Republicans get a bad rap for not doing this on Republicans' watch. But, Chris, you know, Republicans did exactly this in 1996. With the HIPAA bill, we tackled pre-existing conditions. Now, we were principled enough to...
How do you get insurance companies to cover people who have bad risks without getting a lot of good risks, young, healthy people to join the insurance program?
We did exactly that. I mean,
how do you do it?
We did it.
How do you do it?
It's done. At the federal level, what we said is you're going to need to go through a waiting period, and you're going to need to have skin in the game. But if you sign up in any ERISA-covered plan and you never let that plan drop, you will never be excluded based on pre-existing conditions. And Republicans did this.
Did it work? Do people in Georgia tell you that when they have cancer or diabetes, it works just fine and they don't get discriminated against because they have a pre-existing condition? Did it work?
Rob, that's exactly right. I mean, what you're talking about, and I understand it worked perfectly for those ERISA plans.
It was great.
Absolutely it did.
It was great.
You got to give us credit.
Can a Georgian right now watching television, just to follow up here, can a Georgian watching television right now get insured if they have cancer? Can they insure if they got diabetes? Can they get a decent policy at a decent price if they have those problems?
Not just an American.
Can they in Georgia?
Any American on an ERISA plan is completely eliminated from any pre-existing conditions statutes as long as they've been covered in the past, as long as they didn't let their coverage lapse. Because as Rob said, you have to have skin in the game.
Well, that's what a pre-existing condition is by definition. Yeah. You don't have a policy and you have to go buy one.
Can I ask you this?
Your turn.
Well, can I ask my friend this? If this all worked so well in 1996, this is news to most Americans, but if it did, why did your side bring a substitute to the floor in 2009 that tried to do more then? Why did they have to do that?
Rob, I asked that question, too. You know, in 1996, we did just those things that were federal responsibilities.
Did they work?
What the Obama package does is it completely preempts state law and takes away all of those opportunities.
If somebody has asthma or diabetes or breast cancer, can they get insurance today in this country at the same price someone without it can? Can they do that?
Rob, on any ERISA plan in the country, Hear me.
No, can somebody buy a policy like that? Forget the. Can you walk into a company, insurance company, and buy it?
You can't forget.
You're saying if they're already insured,
no,
they can
I'm
be
saying
insured.
that we have two kinds of regulators in this country. We have state regulators and we have federal regulators. Now, I want to leave the state regulatory questions to the state regulators. But if you're in a federally regulated plan, you're completely exempt.
Let me ask you a hardball question. Mitt Romney's running for president. No. Mitt Romney believes in an individual mandate at the state level. Do you believe in an individual mandate at the state level?
I believe in.
No. Do you believe in an individual mandate? Do you believe they were right in Massachusetts to require young people who are healthy to buy insurance to help cover the cost of older, unhealthy people?
I do not believe in any mandate at all,
okay,
but I respect the rights of the states to make those decisions one by one.
Hey,
because
Chris,
when the federal government fails, we all fail.
Yes, Congressman Andrews. Yes, sir.
I just want to ask my friend from Georgia, are there death panels in this bill?
Rob, if what you're asking is does this bill lead to rationed care, somebody has to make these tough decisions.
I don't want to get into I do, because
Rob,
all
you want to go
lot
down
of folks
that rhetoric past.
No, because
well, why don't you
folks have been pushing this. Why don't you just say no?
Mama Grizzly says death panels. Is she right?
She's right that care is going to be rationed, and if she wants to put a death panel,
will there be people coming around and telling you you're going to die?
Yeah, is there a federal agency, Mr. Woodall?
Well, how are you going to give out this health care? We have federal.
This is a real easy one.
There's a congressman. There's a larger question here.
This is a real easy one.
Don't ask a member of the Republican Party to question the wisdom of Sarah Palin.
It's not. It's that why can't we talk about policies instead of all the silly labels?
Because she's a runner for president.
How much time have we spent debating the name of this bill? What about
you guys called it the job-killing bill?
What about the substance of the bill? Wouldn't it be better? Wouldn't we be better as a nation?
You start a problem and you blame the Democrats.
Yes. I didn't get an answer to my policy question. Is there a federal agency in this law that has the power to deny someone care who's ill? Is there such an agency?
Rob, my reading of the bill is you actually expand the entitlement.
That's nice. Is there such an agency?
It's so large that it's a completely unlimited entitlement.
Here we go.
And you'll spend dollars that we don't have.
For the further debate, go watch C-SPAN. There's more of this going on the floor right now.
No. I think that was a long way of saying no.
Thanks, Congressman Andrews. Thank you, Congressman Woodall.
Take care.
A lively debate up next. Ron Reagan has written a new book about his father, President Reagan, who'd be 100 years old this year. It's making a lot of noise. We're going to have him here right now to review the book. This is Hardball, only on MSNBC.
Applying lip balm over